Nebraska, and no offense to Nebraska, but right now it smells pretty terrible. Lots and lots of cows, and I'm okay with cows. It just, the scent carries a bit, so it's a little less fortunate. But we stayed last night in Iowa, and today we're in Nebraska, and we're just driving on. Just stopped and did the Archway, which actually goes over I-80, and it's really cool. A friend of mine actually recommended it to me, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, we'll see what it's like. Well, really cool. It's a museum that actually, like, it recounts the different passages across the same route, and so it has to do with, like, okay, all the treks out west, so the pioneers and the 49ers, the Gold Rush and the Oregon Trail and all of that, and then also the Lincoln Highway, which is just from New York to San Francisco, which is 80, which is what we're on, and just really cool. So it talks about all the different travels across that and the difficulties, and talks about the Union Pacific Railroad as well. That's pretty cool. So, I don't know, kind of a sentimental sense now driving this road, even with the smelly cows, because of the history that really is wrapped up within this distance, this road, and so just cool, really cool. Today I start off the day kind of in a mood, just because, you know, sometimes we have those days, and my GPS was freaking out, and just all kinds of stuff when I first got on the road this morning, so I had to work to get over that blahness, just because I'm human too. And so since then I've been trying to think about and ponder today self-worth and value and confidence, and how it's wrapped up into that self-worth. And kind of some things that I recognize is that after becoming a widow, I had to find myself again and understand who I am, because you can't value who you are if you don't know who you are. And so I had to figure out who I am in order to then find that value in myself and be able to have that confidence in who I am. And so I've spent the past couple years really trying to rediscover myself and figure out what it is that makes me happy, what are my hopes and dreams, what do I think in different situations. And I've always been the kind of person who likes to have other people, like other people's opinions. I like to know what other people think about things, and then let that weigh in to my opinion as well. I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I just think that sometimes I get too wrapped up in the opinions of others, and I forget to formulate my own. It's like, well, this is my opinion if that's what everyone thinks is right, and or at least the people that are important to me. And I think that again, not necessarily a bad thing, but just maybe not the best way to live life. I'd rather kind of make some assessments for myself and then be willing to listen to what others have to say and let that weigh in, but definitely make up my mind, have an opinion for myself first, and that's not something that I'm used to doing. And I think part of that too, with my journey that I am on right now, both my literal driving journey, but also just the journey for my life, is figuring that out and kind of tying it with yesterday, owning who I am, and then having confidence in that. So I can own who I am and be like, but I'm a really jacked up person, and even though that might partially be true, I love who I am, and I think that my imperfections and the experiences, whether positive or negative, that I've been through are part of what make me who I am. And so I think it's important for me to value myself and value not even what I have to offer, but partly that too. But value who I am with all of my meanness first, and then recognize that if I do want to give or share, that I have that opportunity and that I do have a lot to give and a lot to share with others because of the varied experiences that I have had. I feel like I've lived a lifetime in my 27 years and experienced a lot of things, just as other people have, but experienced a lot of things that people maybe haven't. And I don't necessarily think that that's a positive thing or a negative thing. I just think that it is. That's the reality of it. And so I am accepting that reality and using it in a way that I am happy with. So, part of what I've had to do to kind of own myself and find myself is step outside my comfort zone in a lot of different ways. And there's still a lot of things that I'm working on with doing that because it's not easy. It's not easy to give up, at least I think for most of us. It's not easy for us to give up what we're used to, what we're comfortable with, even when we're going after something better. And that is a big adjustment. And so, whether it's with my career at this point, or whether it's with my personal lifestyle, like changing the way I eat and the way I think about food, and changing the way I take care of my body, and changing the way, or changing, I guess, how I go after what I want, and not just sitting back and going, well, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. Okay, well, I can also make that happen, and if it's meant to be and I can make it happen, well, then bam, you know? And we can't just sit back and wait for experiences in life to come to us. We have to go out and get it. And so that is what I am doing. I'm going out to get my life. And I am building my confidence as I do, as I take life by the horns, as I conquer these fears and these discomforts. I am finding myself and finding confidence in who I am, and in recognizing that I can take care of myself. I don't have to because I have lots of people to love and depend on, but I can, and that is really important to me. So I am finding value and worth in myself, in who I am, in who I'm becoming, and who I have been, that's helped lead me to where I am now. So self-worth is amazing. Love yourself, because there's no one else who is you. And without you, the world is lacking you. And without you, you are lacking you. And so love yourself and keep progressing through life with that love and